It's been a century since women's hard-won battle for the right to vote. Now, we take a look back at this crucial moment in American history.
Women's suffrage has entirely transformed the voting process. When I count voter ballots, I see far more women are voting now than when my father and grandfather were election officials.
And how are women's votes changing today's politics?
Women's votes have absolutely no impact on current politics. I said they changed the voting process, made it much more complicated. Because of course they vote, but their votes don't count.
Wait, what?
I thought you knew. Isn't that what we're here to discuss?
The men who originally drafted the 19th Amendment, they accounted for the unreasonable behavior of women. So they included the infamous loophole.
The right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex.
And nowhere does it say the vote has to count.
That is one hell of a loophole.
I made this to help you understand, Toots.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It was understandable why men never wanted to let women vote. In the 19th and 20th centuries, women were advocating for society's most destructive policies. They wanted to ban alcohol, marijuana, prostitution, child labor, baseball. They sunk the Titanic out of spite.
Women were weaponizing baked goods to gain suffrage. Seneca Falls, it was centered around women bribing men with shortcake. As a matter of fact, my granddad, he broke the tie to ratify the 19th Amendment because his mother bribed him with a bundt cake.
During the early days of suffrage, women were flocking to the voting booths in droves. Men had to sort through all the ballots by hand. They made a separate pile for women's names. Margaret, Dorothy, Mary, those types of names would go in the burn pile. More gender-neutral names like Mel, Leslie, Pat, they would go in the maybe pile for further investigation.
But isn't voting anonymous?
Officials would throw burn parties to destroy the women's votes. They would mock the women for their choice of candidates. Husbands, fathers would join. There was alcohol involved.
Current technology has made it a breeze to discard women's votes. Instead of lighting the ballots on fire, we simply delete them.
We still throw burn parties.
Delete the folder!
Not this year, ladies! Chug!
Of course, we didn't want to be too obvious about it or else they'd catch on. So, over the years, we passed some female-friendly legislation. Even let a couple women hold elected office.
That whole Hillary thing kind of got away from us there.
The women's suffrage loophole opened up a lot of doors for us. Turns out, you can give anyone the right to vote, but what happens after that is flexible.
Glad we're finally getting this out in the open.
I don't know why we waited this long. The only people that would vote to close the loophole are women, and their votes don't count.
Milton, I swear to God. So what does this mean for the future?
I'm looking forward to an invigorating election day. What about you?
Well, with my ailing health, I won't be going to the voting booth. I'm gonna mail in my ballot later today.
You needed to mail that in weeks ago for it to make it in time.
What? What are you saying? My vote won't count? Shit.